mga sana, welcome to my channel again, Boholana Diary. And again, thank you so much for those sana and sano who have been supporting my channel, following me on Facebook, and also subscribing my YouTube channel. I greatly appreciate your time and your interest. And again, your sana has been working so hard to provide you all these informations and giving you some knowledge and sharing my experiences for you also for you as well to like learn something that you could maybe apply in your real life. Okay, so yeah, so again, mga sana, so there are so many what do you call this one, there are so many there are so many experiences that I am really willing to share this to you. Yeah, so I just need always your support. So, and for those people who have not subscribed my channel, please do visit my channel Boholana Diary and on YouTube, and please don't forget to as well subscribe my channel and turn on your notification button. Or if you don't have any Facebook, if you don't have any YouTube, you can just also follow me on Facebook, Boholana Diary, and I can also I post whatever I have on my channel, YouTube channel. I also have those vlogs in my Facebook page. Okay, so yeah, so just please follow. For those who have not subscribed or followed me, please do so. And there you can also ask questions, anything, as I really don't mind taking my time answering all your questions. Just feel free to comment or to write your questions in the comment section, and I will just do my best, or I will do my best to answer all your questions, mga sana. Okay, so again, for today, I decided to make a bit of a bit of motivation to you sana or sano, for those sana or sano who has been or who have migrating in Canada. Okay, so yeah, so I decided to make a vlog for you, mga sano. So by the way, this vlog, the title of this vlog is never give up. Okay. Okay, so you might be you might be very scared. you might some of my sana might be scared at this time, for those who are planning to come to Canada and decide to or considering of living in Canada. So I'm not trying to what do you call this one, I'm not trying to discourage you, but this is the reality. And especially for those couples or like us that we have daughter, and for those couples who have kids as well, I know it's kind of really hard, but we just have to work hard and strive hard for our family. It's not for our own future, but for our kids' future. Okay, so by the way, mga sana, for tonight, I will share to you about our experiences when we arrived in Canada, and our feelings, and how did we manage everything, and yeah, so all about new immigrants, okay, experiences. So okay, so by the way, mga sana, so as we all know, kanang tanan nga experience na to, kita sa kinta so maabot ta. I'm not sure, but I'm not sure for those people who have not been to any countries and working, who have not been or who have not experienced working in other countries, and it's really normal feeling like moabot ta sa laing country and you don't know their culture, and also you don't know the people there. We are still in the process of learning and understanding their culture and all. It's kind of really sad, and at the same time it's like what do you call this one, sometimes we feel I was really, to tell you the truth, at first I felt I was daunted or it was very daunting for me nga kanabitang when we arrived here, especially. Pero this is not only the country that kanang mao akong ganhian, but prior to living in Canada, in 2012, as mentioned sa akong previous mga vlogs, first country nga akong gatuan is Dubai or UAE. Okay, and next is Singapore. So I stayed Dubai is just like a month stay there, pero sa Singapore I stayed there for I worked there for almost for 3 years, more than 3 years. Okay, so mao na siya mga sana, and my husband also that time so before ko niadtog, as mentioned sa akong mga previous vlog, sige lang ko balik-balik. So but I'm just gonna explain this to you kanang. So before ko ni transfer ko from Dubai to Singapore, that time akong husband who was still my boyfriend that time, he already had been working in Singapore. So I decided to go to Singapore from Dubai. I flew from Dubai to Singapore, and my husband my husband who was my boyfriend helped me a lot with all this financially, and also everything. Okay, so and as well as with the help of my family. Okay, so yeah, of course my family is always there. Ate Jean, Ate Siking, and my uncle Kuya Saryo. So they really helped me a lot in terms of kanang financial help. So they helped me a lot nga kwan. So I'm always blessed because of those people. Kanang I experienced a lot before. I experienced a lot tungod nila. Okay, so mao na siya nga I'm always blessed to fun. So first time mga sana kanang dili jud nato siya malikayan ba. So we cannot avoid nga sometimes, let's say for example, especially if we decide to live and for good in a country where kanang dili nato siya used na kanang dili our home country. Okay, so in 2013 we decided, my husband and I got married 2013 in the month of August, and then at the same time also we were applying for Canada at that time. So actually we applied twice, because our first application was I think to tell you the truth, or it was not really easy for us. Our application in Canada was not really easy. So for those people who kanang murag mukuan sa kuha nga kanang ari Canada or all, it's not really easy. Okay, so it's not really easy to come to Canada. Okay, and we applied twice here. At first we got rejected, and the second where it took us like 8 months to process, and then we got the visa approved. Okay, so we got visa, okay, to come to Canada and live in Canada. So that visa, it was a permanent residency or residency visa, so for both of us. And at the time So our visa, we decided to so once na-approve mo ang application sa Canada, we applied. The second application happened in 2014 because we got rejected in 2013. So we again forwarded our application in the month of July or May, somewhere May, June, July. Nag-process mi sa among application kay once nga katong na-receive na namo, once we receive the katong na denied nga application, we reapplied, and then we asked help from our consultant and all, and then we processed our application in 2014, the second application to Canada in 2014. That was in May. And then we processed everything, and it was really so fast. And you know what? Kanang na-approve amo ang application, na-approve, and we got the visa in 2014 of December. It was December. It was December. So, and then it was not really easy application kay kaming duha sa akong bana and I. My husband was the primary applicant as he is an engineer in the Philippines, and so he was the one who applied, and so we did not, like, during those application stage, we did not have enough sleep, especially sa akong bana kanang work siya from 7 to 6, I think 7 to 6 or 7 to 5, and I work from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. to 10 in the evening. So at the same time, we processed our application, we prepared everything, all our documents. So mga tulog nami taglas 3, taglas 2. So you know what, mga sana, in that kanang ana nga stage bang application, we really have kanang, if we have plans for our future and for our kids and our future family, and kanang your future, especially for kids, especially for those kanang mga nanay family and nanay anak, nanay kids. So we really have to think of their future, kay it's really different living in compared to, I know Philippines now is getting better. It's just because of the government nowadays. I don't have any questions when it comes to kanang sa government at this time in the Philippines. I don't have any issue with that. I know Philippines is getting better now, but the time I thought there was really no hope in living in the Philippines. It's just because of all this politics. It's really very serious in our country, and so we decided to apply for to live in Canada, immigrate in Canada. Kay my husband and I decided to kay atong time when we're still boyfriend and girlfriend, and we were also planning to, that time we were planning in 2013, we were planning to settle down, and we were like sure to with each other nga kanang we're gonna have family in the future. So, and I brought it up to my husband who was my boyfriend before, nga we really have to kay it's not really nga kanabitang, I know I grew up without my biological parents, so it was not like, dili murag na sa akong mind ba nga I don't want my kids to be left and be taken care of by other people or by other family members. It's just because we were like working outside the Philippines, so I don't want it to happen again, because it's kanang nanasa akong experience ba, and it's not really easy because kids really need kanang parents by their kanang sides. Okay, so moto nga we decided to just really apply in Canada because here we have our future and we have our kids' future. I know it's really very busy, but what can we do as long kanang what can we do? We really have to work hard for our kids. Okay, so kanang ato siya nga time in 2014 during our application, we got the visa after May, I think May, June. We started remaking our kanang mga resume, all those documents. We restarted again, and we forwarded all the documents in the month of June. So June, July, August, September, October, November. So 5 months we already received notification that our visas were approved, and now we need something blah blah blah. So we flew from Singapore to Philippines for our kanang there were like just I think that was checkup or something, medical checkup or something. So yeah, so pagka human ana mga sano, so we did it, when we also forwarded our passport and all for stamping, and then my husband and I decided that time. My boss was not really, he did not want us to leave the company, but yeah, so but I'm really grateful because I'm so thankful to that company now, because they contacted me again and asked me to work their company in Canada again. So that's the reason I'm so blessed, and I'm really blessed to our company. So to my kanang singanani to my kung asa ko nag-work before. Okay, so mauna mga sano, so it was not really easy application, and so we submitted our resignation, but my husband we spent almost 2 months in the Philippines prior to coming to Canada, and we arrived here in 2015. 2015, and it was June 18, 2015. We arrived in Canada. Okay, so so during that time, I was really like, I was very, I'm not sure with my husband's feeling, but I know kanang sa ako nakaagi na ko kalisod, so it was not, but I was really kanang at first I was really intimidated because I know English is not our primary language, but kanang naaman gyud tay mga differences and all, and sometimes people, it's kind of really frustrating at first, like, you know, it's so hard for us to look for a job and all, and we really had to pay attention to what they say, because sometimes it's kind of really hard for them, for me to understand what they were talking, because they are so fast when they talk. So it was like really, it was new to me, and yeah, so at first my advice for you mga sana is never ever give up. If you really have goal in life and you want to improve something, don't ever give up, because you really you can achieve your goal in life if you don't give up. Okay, so kapag abot na mo diri mga sana, ako nag-work ko as a, I don't know. You. I was putting. Oh, Mama put it in the envelope, the brown envelope. You check the brown envelope. Okay, so my husband. Sorry, mga sano. In the brown envelope, okay, did you find it?
Yes.
Okay. So mga sana, my husband, I'm not sure what he was feeling that time, because I know my husband, he did not have any experience when it comes to kanang mga mag-work sa kanang grocery store and all. He did not have any experience, but I do have experience. Okay, I really have experience, because that was so kanang bartender and waitress and cashier, even though it was not waitress, but I was working in the kanang mga restaurant as a cashier. So I am not it was not new to me. So it was not really new to me, so I was okay with that. Ang nakalisod lang sa ko kay that time I was already pregnant, and it was not really sa ako kay ang basta mag long standing sakit ang atiil. So but it was okay. So pag abot na mo diri mga sana, we were like so happy. So many people. It's really good sometimes that we really have to listen to other people's opinion, because sometimes we kanang kuan ba, but it's okay. It's learnings. It is learning, right? So that time kanang it was not wala sa akong mind or wala sa akong vocabulary nga mag-study. It's because kanang we had our priority that time. I was like very hesitant to go to school because I was pregnant in the first place, and we didn't have income, and we just have like kanang wala mi cash flow, and it's always kanang out of our kanang singa na wala mi income ba. So amo ang gigastura diri was our savings when we were working in Singapore. So but it was not really enough if we don't work, so or if we didn't work. So my husband was studying when we arrived here. He decided to go to school, and at the same time he was working. So I was really like, I felt so sorry to my husband at the time, because he was working night shift and he was working in the grocery store and all those kuan bitaw. So it was really hard, and we didn't have a car that time, and it was, there is a Canada, car is very necessity to every family or to every person, especially if you're working kay kanang dili kayo kuan ang bus diri. We have buses, but we still have to wait like 30 minutes, 20 minutes or something like that, or even an hour if there's no class. And especially if it's winter, it's really cold mga sana, and our snow is really thick and it's up to knee sometimes. So it's really, and our temperature in winter, it reaches sometimes to -60, -65, feels like if there's like wind. Okay, so it's really cold, and we just like walk from, even though it's closer, but it's like in winter it's not really close distance. It's not really like, it really doesn't matter because it's really cold here. Okay, so mga sana. So my husband was studying, and he was working at Walmart as well, night shift that time, and I was pregnant. And I also worked like 4 hours, 6 hours Starbucks. I was also working in Starbucks for just a few months, because I decided to just quit. It's just because I was like, after work I was like, I had to walk to my brother-in-law's house, and it was cold, and it was not easy, and I have like heavy tummy. So I stopped working, and that was our one. And then my husband, when he finished his, like, he worked there for, I think, for a few months in Walmart, and then he decided to transfer to different company, and it was like more on technical, but it was like not easy for him as well, because he was like, when at first he was working there full time and part-time in Walmart, and at the same time as well he was studying, so it was not really easy for my husband. So at the time I really felt so sorry to him, because I know it was not easy for him, because he did not even have any experiences with all those works in the Philippines. Okay, so they have okay life in the Philippines, but I'm used to it. Okay, so by the way, mga sana, kung maaari, so ang among experience here in Canada when I arrived, based on my experience and my feelings when naabot mi sa Canada, it was not really easy. Sometimes it's very intimidating, but Canadians are really good and are really appreciate. I know everywhere you go, everywhere, every country has like this racism or discrimination or something, but Canada is better than other countries, because I have been to different countries. Okay, so Canada is really better. when it comes to, they are kind, most of them are kind, and they like, even we don't know each other, when we're like walking even at the park, they would say hi, hello, and hi or hello to us, and yeah, and they smile, just just a bit of smile, no, a smile, and they also like talk. Okay, so I really appreciate, but sometimes the feeling of kana sometimes makuan man jud ta, because kana it's new to us and it's new culture, and you don't even know, like we didn't even know the culture here, and also some sometimes it, like especially kanang magwait ta sa kanang bus bitaw nga, it's really cold, and magkurog-kurog ta inig sakay nimo sa bus, so sometimes it's very intimidating, and sometimes I felt really sad. Okay, so mga taw mga sano, and it's you will really, it's not for new immigrants, it's really normal if you feel like very intimidated and frustrated sometimes, because it is frustrating in the sense that we kanang dili ta makakita og work kung sa atong work sa atoa ba, so it is really frustrating kay we work really hard sa Pilipinas, or we really work hard sa atong home country, and also we studied really hard, we spent time studying for a few years, for how many years, and then when we arrived in other country, it's not what we really wanted, or what we really want, so it's very frustrating, and it's like it's very daunting. I was really daunted. Okay, and my advice for you new immigrants, especially katong mga young couple, really my advice for you is, really, if you really want to do what you really did in our home country, you better have to study first. Okay, Canada governments really support those new immigrants, and if you're really planning to go to school, they offer something that you just have to go to or contact Canada, CRA or something like that, or those they offer benefits and subsidies. Okay, so please try to check. Do not be ashamed. Really, do not be ashamed of kanang sa imong status, sa atong status nga ni arrive ta diri dili ta ma-ashamed kay kanang we need help. Okay, and don't be ayaw pagkuan nga inani mong life sa Pilipinas. No, don't think about the Philippines. Okay, just think of your future in Canada, in this country. Okay, kung maabot mo diri, because this is our future, this is your future. Okay, this place is your future. If you're planning to have your family here, this is your future, so build your future here and be a goal-oriented person. Okay, and also we need really, especially for those who have kids, we really have to sacrifice. Okay, we sacrifice for our kids. Don't ever think of a lot of things. Sometimes we feel so stressed, but it is normal. And I think if sa akong mindset ba, if I don't do anything, if I don't do something, then what's gonna happen of my kanang kids' future? What's gonna happen to our future, our family future? So I keep myself, mga sana, this is my attitude or my personality, that I always keep myself busy, because I don't want to be stuck in the house without doing something and without learning something. So I always want to learn, and even if I don't do something, I will find things that could give me some knowledge and experience and add or develop my skills, so I don't want to be stuck. So that's how I am. So yeah, so we really have to sacrifice mga sana. So for you mga sana, if it's sometimes it's really very frustrating, if it's hard for us to look for a job this time, especially in this recession time, COVID time, it's really hard to look for a job, especially for those people who just arrived in Canada. But please, just please don't forget. I know I believe God, so just pray, and as well as at the same time you work hard to find a job. And also don't be ashamed, don't be scared, don't just show your kind of skills and experiences, because everyone has its own kind of experiences and skills and knowledge, and you just have to don't be afraid of trying to kind of apply ka diri kay because of we just arrived here. No, just try to just be be determined, and also don't be shy, and just show what you have, okay? And also study, okay? I know it's not only you, it's not only me, but everybody. I knew a lot of people who have different stories, a bit of the same stories. Sa ako, sa among family, sa akong husband, we have even I knew some people who are doctors in other countries or their home countries, but pag-abot diri, they even katong one time nga something happened to our car, and we took taxi, Freya and I, and Freya was young that time, and I just had really to take we had to take taxi that time because there was no bus at among place. So yeah, we were talking about our life here in Canada, and the taxi driver was from somewhere in Middle East, and he was like, somewhere in Middle East or somewhere in, or maybe somewhere in Middle East. And he told me he was a doctor in their home country, and now he's driving, he's a taxi driver. See, and I learned from what he said to me that time when we had our conversation, because he mentioned to me that he'd never ever think of he never what do you call this one, wala siya nagmahay. He was never wala siya nagmahay nga nabot siya sa Canada, because that's for his like, even though he is a doctor back in their country, but it's for his kids' future, okay? So so I learned from what he said. And some people, we have a lot of mga immigrants there, they have really good family background in their home country, but what can we do? We are looking after for our kids' future, not for our future, especially if we have kids, okay? But if you really have good life in your home country, and plus just don't come to Canada if you think you cannot, because in Canada you really get to be we really have to be strong and have a strong determination for our future, okay? So that's it, mga sana, and please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share my videos. Also follow my Facebook page, Boholana Diary. And if you have any questions, please please don't feel free to comment in the comment, or write your question in the comment section for me to check and to also to answer your questions. I would really be happy to accommodate all your questions, okay? So thank you so much, mga sana, and have a good evening. Bye.